I don't know why I'm in the first C right now, but devil fruit?
Trash.
I am about to drop the greatest ultimate tier list in all of Blox fruits. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you agree with the list, subscribe. If you disagree with the list, subscribe. Tiermaker.com, greatest website ever. As you can see, oh, I'm gonna shuffle these a little bit. I have placed every single devil fruit, a bunch of relevant accessories, swords, game passes, and fighting styles, and we are going to rank all of them. If they are S tier, it means you should probably have them. This is not a PvP tier list. PvP is not my style. What I know about PvP is limited, so some of these might be a little bit low ranked. I really want to start off with a good example, so I'm going to put light fruit first, okay? If you are not max level, I would put max level right here. There should be another one that's maxed level. That's the most important thing. If you're not max level, then you need the light fruit. Get the light fruit, awaken it, get to max level. Barrier fruit continues to be absolute garbage going into the D tier. Blizzard seems amazing. Looks like it's good for grinding, might be decent for PvP. I don't know enough about it, so I'm gonna go A tier, but honestly could go either way. Let me know in the comment section down below. Bomb is kind of goated now, so I'm gonna put it into C. Buddha, easily one of the most useful fruits in the game. Chop is kind of niche. I'm gonna put it in C, because I feel like this being an A means these need to be down here. Control fruit is a literal B grade fruit now. If you know what you're doing with control, it's probably S tier. If you don't know what you're doing with control, you're just so easy to clap. Dual cursed katana, super good for movement. I don't know if it's necessarily amazing for PvP. It's good for movement. It's not good for grinding. It's going into the A tier. Dark blade, super awesome, but still only an A tier item. I am knocking this list out of the park already. The black cape, it costs 50,000 bellies. This is kind of a hard one to rate because honestly, like, if you're new to the game, this is S tier. It's the first accessory you get, and it's just genuinely really, really good. But as you get later in the game, obviously it gets overshadowed very quickly. So I'm going to put it in B tier purely because it's super useful. If you don't know, it's 100 energy, 100 health, but it's 5% more damage, which is a big deal when you're new to the game. You actually have to go to Marineford and like climb down the little hole here. There's a ladder. You go down there, you buy 50,000 bellies. It is seriously so good when you're new to the game, but then it drops off. The dark coat boss drop, very, very relevant still because of the devil fruit damage. It could honestly go into S as well. I don't know if I want to, because there are a lot of other things that you would use now that sort of like give you, I'm going to put it into A. Okay, it's just going to go into the A tier. People will disagree with this one. Dark fruit, great introductory PvP fruit, not bad for grinding. It's going to go into, yeah, maybe actually go into the B tier. It fell off. Dark fruit fell off. Death step, definitely super good in like PvP. Lots of good combos, very easy to use. Decent for grinding, definitely not as good as some of the others. The problem with fighting styles is that everybody kind of has like their fave. I'm going to put this into A tier. I feel like we need like raid suit, which I think will be the next version of death step, right? I feel like that'll be like S+ tier. Diamond fruit, I've never seen it useful ever. Doe, if you can't PvP with Doe, you're bad at the game. The game is not bad at you. It goes into S tier because it's just stupidly overpowered right now. Dragon Talon, I think it's called. I'm going to throw it into A. It's definitely very good, but it's not like, it's not Sharkman. You know, Sharkman's so easy to combo. Electric Claw would kind of go into A though. Yeah, no, it's going S. It's easy to combo with. Dragon, seriously, Dragon fell off, boys. Dragon has fallen off for me. I don't find it fun. I don't think it's good for much. Honestly, if Control is in B, Dragon is in B. Let's go. Falcon, D. Flame, pretty goated. Gonna put it into C, though. It is definitely more useful than these two fruits. Oh, you know what? It could go into B. It doesn't feel right to leave it there. Fruit Notifier. It's the most fun thing that you can do in this game. It goes straight into S. I know it's expensive, but it's so fun. If you've never used it, you can't really say which tier it should be in. It's so much fun. It adds a completely new aspect of gameplay to the game. God Human, I know it's not that amazing for PvP, but it's very handy when you're traveling. Very good for grinding. I'm going to throw it into S. It's kind of like a must-have. Gravity can go into C with these two. I still don't think it's that useful, even after the upgrade. The Hallow Scythe, I'm going to throw it into B. It's kind of fell off as well, right? You don't really see people using it ever, so it's going into B. It's a cool-looking weapon. It's definitely got some good moves, but it's just not that amazing. Holy Crown, definitely great stats. I feel like it's something you should have, just in case, just like the Dark Cloak, which I don't even have. But I feel like you should definitely have both of these. So I'm going to throw it into the A tier. Hunter's Cape. So good. For those of you who don't know, these can be obtained from defeating the elite pirates when you're farming God's Chalice to fight Indra. 750 health. It's not that big of a deal, but 10% to melee sword and gun, plus the 80% movement speed. And they kind of look good. They come in 3 different colors, as you can see. These are kind of like super useful. If you're a runner, if you're a devil fruit farmer, if you're grinding levels, really, really useful to have. So I'm going to throw it. It's in the S tier. I don't know if it necessarily, I feel like it's definitely in between. A lot of these accessories are in between S and A tier. I'm going to throw it into S because of how much I use it. The ice fruit is definitely up there. It's still your classic go-to stun fruit for sword mains. So I'm going to throw it into the A tier. Awakened, obviously. The kabucha, so good of a gun to combo with. I'm throwing it into S. People still combo with this so much. I know it's slowly falling off, but it's definitely more useful in combos than Dark Blade or Cursed Dual Katana. Kilo fruit goes into D. Leopard fruit goes into D. I don't even want to... Of course, leopard fruit's going up here into S. It's broken. It's so broken, all right? It's so easy to get people trapped in a finger gun combo and then use things like kabucha. Kabucha. I don't know how to say this. It looks like kombucha to me. Kind of S tier. I feel like it's A tier if you know how to counter it. If you don't know what you're doing, it's definitely S tier. Double drop chance is kind of an A tier. You don't really need it because it's just boss grinding. Love fruit is mid. Magma is pretty average. It's going to go into B tier. Pale scarf, really, really handy, especially if you're hunting players. This is great if you don't know where people are at. That additional distance that you can see, so good. Pale scarf, throwing it up in the S tier. Paw fruit has a new icon. This is a new icon, right? I didn't know about this. I still don't know if Paw's all that good. So I'm going to throw it into B tier because I hear that some people use it really effectively in PvP. I just don't really see it anymore. A Sidum rifle is very similar to Paw. I know it was good, but it's kind of fallen off. People aren't using it as much. So I'm going to throw it into A. Double money. So useful. It's super, super useful. You do need a lot of money in this game. S tier, boys. Phoenix. If you play with your friends, it's kind of an A tier because it's very cool looking. It's definitely useful. I don't know, man. Because with Control and Dragon down here in B, I'm gonna throw it in the A, but I think that's a controversial take. Pole version 2. This is still what all of the trash pandas in the game use to get easy PvP kills. It's still very effective. Definitely going in the A tier. Portal is S, especially if you have permanent portal. Who doesn't like getting around quickly? Very cool. Quake is honestly a C fruit at this point. I love it. And I've kind of gotten I'm going to say decent, but I'm not decent. I'm below decent. But I can PvP a little bit with Quake fruit. I think if you put the time in, it's not too bad. But it's not it's nobody's favorite. So C tier. Revive can get on out of here. Rubber's kind of getting cool. Excited about that. Rumble's sick. Let's throw it in the A tier. It's good for grinding. Decent for PvP. It's good for getting around. It's super useful. Man, I have to talk fast to get these done so that they're not crazy long. The Saber, okay? Same sort of deal as the Black Cape. If you're new to the game, it's so handy for grinding. I kind of want to just throw it into the B tier. It could nearly be A tier, Saber version 2. It's essentially the free-to-play version of the Dark Blade. It's very useful. I'm going to throw it into the B tier. Sand, I don't know where it sits. It's kind of cool to use, right? Right? Same goes for Serpent Bow. I don't really know much about it, but I see people use it, man. I've seen people combo with it. So maybe I'll throw it into into B tier, but it could be an A tier. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I don't know about this one. Double mastery is the front of the S tier. It's so important to have. If you can have double mastery, it just makes life so much easier. Shadow fruit, definitely really good. I'm going to throw it into A tier because it's not super popular. I don't feel like it deserves the S tier rank. Sharkman karate, very popular, very fun to combo with. Definitely feel like it's S tier. The slingshot, S tier. If you don't know why, it's very possible that you're not very good at leveling up in this game. No matter what level you are in this game, you will always be able to use the slingshot to just quickly bring people together so that you can then combo them. That's just how it goes, boys. The slingshot might not be super extravagant, but it's definitely very useful. S tier might be a bit much, but it's still super useful. We'll go A tier. It's useful for a very long time. Smoke, I feel like, goes straight into the D. Soul Guitar, I don't really know a lot about. Soul Guitar is really good for grinding in one sense. Soul Guitar has a massive AoE, right? Like, it does huge area of effect damage. And when you awaken, you use your Race Awakening. Obviously, you get max gun, which usually you wouldn't have points in. But whenever you're awakened, suddenly your Soul Guitar becomes a great additional damage for, like, grinding NPCs while you're leveling up. So I think it's definitely good because of the AoE and Race Awakening. So I'm going to throw it into the A tier purely because of its potential. I could be very wrong, though. Spike's going into C. I used it a little bit. It's not as bad as these fruits. Spiky Trident, really good for comboing. If you can pull this off, it's sick. I'm going to throw it into the S tier. It's super useful. Spinny Spin goes here. I don't know if the new Spirit Fruit is good or not. I don't know anything about it. I'm going to throw it into the A tier. Spring Boy. Let's throw... Oh, I feel... Some people say it's useful. Let's throw it here. String's not too bad. I'm going to throw it into B. Superhuman honestly competes with Godhuman because everybody knows how to use it. It's still very, very useful. I'm going to throw it into S because you're going to need it to get this one anyway. Honestly, from what I've heard, comparing the two of them, you can almost put Godhuman down here and keep Superhuman in the S tier. Tashita is still a really, really good sword. We don't really have any swords up here. Its attacks are great for PvP, particularly its first attack is really good for PvP. It's still, from what I understand, relatively used. I don't know, man. I feel like I could nearly put Cursed Dual Katana up here, but its first ability is not good for stalling people or anything like that. So I think Tashita is still very useful. Venom is cheesy, it's shameful, and it's going into the S tier. Here is my list. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I know there will be a lot of disagreements, and the best thing that you can do if you disagree with this list is subscribe to my channel so that every single video that I post, you can leave a comment educating me on about how much I don't know about this video game.